Once upon a time, in the bustling city of New York, there lived a man whose mind danced with lightning and whose dreams crackled with electricity. His name was Nikola Tesla, a tall, slender figure with piercing eyes that seemed to see beyond the visible world. He was a man out of time, born in the shadows of the 19th century but destined to illuminate the future. In his dimly lit laboratory, cluttered with coils, wires and glass tubes glowing with strange energies, Tesla worked tirelessly. The air hummed with the soft, rhythmic buzz of alternating currents, a symphony composed by the master himself. This was not merely a workshop, it was a cathedral of science, where Tesla pursued his grand vision to harness the power of the earth and the sky to bring limitless energy to all of humanity. One stormy night, as thunder growled across the heavens, Tesla stood atop his greatest creation, the Wardenclyffe Tower. It loomed against the stormy sky like a giant tuning fork, its metal spire crackling with electric arcs that danced like spectral serpents. The tower was his dream made manifest, a transmitter capable of wirelessly distributing electricity across the globe. To him it was a gift to mankind, a way to free people from the shackles of wires and costs. With a flip of a switch, the tower roared to life. Bolts of lightning leaped from its crown, intertwining with the natural fury above. Tesla's eyes sparkled as he watched the raw power of nature bend to his will. The ground vibrated, and a luminous dome of electric energy enveloped the tower. It was beautiful, terrifying, and magnificent. But far away in an opulent office surrounded by mahogany walls and gilded trinkets, J.P. Morgan, Tesla's financier, watched with less enthusiasm. To Morgan, power meant profit, and free energy for the world meant no profit at all. His eyes narrowed as he stubbed out his cigar. The vision of electric utopia had no place in his plans for economic empire. The very next day, Tesla received a letter. The ink was as cold as the words were cruel. Funding terminated. Project discontinued. His heart sank, but his spirit remained unbroken. He knew Morgan feared what he could not control. But how could he make them see? How could he show the world that power was not meant to be hoarded, but shared? Weeks turned into months, and the Wardenclyffe Tower stood silent, a ghost of a dream unrealized. Yet Tesla continued his work, retreating into his thoughts, exploring new realms of possibility. He envisioned wireless communication, remote control, and even devices that could peer into the human mind. His inventions filled notebooks, his ideas danced on the edge of science fiction, yet he saw them as inevitable truths. On a cold January night in 1943, Nikola Tesla passed away, alone and penniless, in a New York hotel room. To the world, he was just another eccentric inventor, lost to history. But in the silent corridors of his mind, he had touched the future. Years later, when his papers were declassified, the world began to realize the breadth of his genius. His vision of wireless communication became reality through radio, television, and the internet. His ideas about renewable energy inspired generations of scientists and dreamers. And though the Wardenclyffe Tower never beamed free electricity across the globe, its spirit lived on. It stood as a symbol of possibility, a beacon for those who dare to dream beyond the limits of profit and power. For Tesla was not merely an inventor, he was a conductor of the future, orchestrating a world where energy flowed as freely as thought, illuminating minds long after his own light had faded. His dream was not lost, it was merely waiting, like a dormant current ready to surge once again.